have an on-site gas systems brand nitrogen generator. This produces nitrogen and it dispenses it. It has a low pressure output, about 0 to 100 psi, and then it also has an onboard booster pump for providing 2200 psi for filling nitrogen bottles, high pressure nitrogen bottles. It uses the PSA method. It has 2 columns inside for filtering out the oxygen from the nitrogen, and as one is running, the other one is recovering, and then there's a valve system to switch back and forth. And all of that is controlled by a PLC inside, and the user interface is this nice little touch screen right here. So I guess we can just open it up. And you can see the filter beds and all the valving associated with it, and that's all controlled by a little PLC down there. So as of right now, it's been turned on, and we went through the first couple steps to fill it up. So first you fill up the low pressure tank with about 90 or 100 psi of just compressed air, and then when you turn on the valve down there, it lets the compressed air enter into the nitrogen producing system. So right now it's ready to go. You can see we have 84 psi ready to be dispensed. And as of right now, it's 0.03 oxygen content, which is better than its 99% capability, its nitrogen capability. So here we can look at this menu a little bit. This is the home screen where you have the oxygen purity and the current nitrogen pressure. And then some of the other menus, like alarms, will tell you if there's any alarms. The valve status, which could help with diagnostics. This will tell you which valves are on out of the 5 or 6 solenoid valves. There's a maintenance screen. Configuration, that's for like calibrating the oxygen sensor, calibrating alarms and that sort of thing. And then the start and the stop. So we've already started the nitrogen process, so we can just show you how to turn on the low pressure output, which is on the side here. Here's the low pressure output. So it's just a 1/4 inch push to connect pneumatic fitting, and then here you can set the flow rate of your low pressure nitrogen output. So to turn that on, we just go to alarms and then turn on the low purity valve on off. I don't know if you can hear that, but it just kicked on a solenoid, and now we have flow coming out of here, the low pressure. It's currently at like 15 cubic feet an hour. And so that's using up the nitrogen, and you'll watch the pressure drop here. And eventually the low pressure compressor will kick back on. So that's the low pressure side. So we'll show you the high pressure side. We'll turn this one off. Now the high pressure output is on the back of the unit. Up here you can see a high pressure braided line coming up to a gauge, and then this is the output. So this is where you can hook up a a whip going to a high pressure bottle. So you can hear that's the low pressure compressor kicking back on, replenishing the low pressure side. So meanwhile, I'm going to go over here and turn on the high pressure booster. And that just kicked on. And then we can watch the high pressure accumulate right here. So because we have it just turned off, it'll accumulate pressure fairly quickly because it's just filling up the high pressure line. You can see there we're already at 500. So it's a really neat, fully self-contained cart for providing either low pressure or high pressure nitrogen. And the only utility you need is just plugging it into 120 volts. Let a little out. It's in excellent condition, very nice and clean. Just a couple little minor scratches, but it only has 366 hours on it.